Are you putting tons of time into writing your syllabus, making it as detailed as possible, and then struggling to get students to actually read it? If so, stick around. Today I'm going to show you an activity that you can use on the first day of class to help orient your students to the syllabus, what it is, how it's organized, and why they should read it. Let's check out Syllabus Speed Dating. Hi, my name is Sarah. I've been a trainer, facilitator, and university educator for the last 15 years. I'm passionate about active learning and innovation inside and outside of the classroom, and I'm here to help you go beyond the lecture, equipping you with tools and strategies to engage your students and transform the learning experience. I'll be framing today's activity for a classroom setting to review the syllabus, but this activity can be used in any setting with any document or resource. By the end of this video, you'll be ready to implement syllabus speed dating in your own classroom. So grab a cup of coffee or a snack and let's get started. Syllabus speed dating takes about 30 minutes, but you can make it shorter or longer depending on how many questions you use. More on that in just a second. Prep for this activity is minimal. All you need to do is develop a list of 10 question sets. Each question set should have one question about content in the syllabus and one question about who your students are as people. For example, I might ask, what is the course number and where are you from? The syllabus questions should be about things that your students typically want to know, like course requirements or expectations, assignments, the course calendar, or where they can find your contact info. The personal questions should be more conversational topics that students would be willing to share with people that they've just met, like what year they are, their major, or their favorite place to travel. And remember, if you're doing this on the first day of class, your students are going to use this activity to assess who you are as a teacher. So be as inclusive as possible and be aware of any implicit bias. One example of this is asking, what language or languages do you speak, instead of what foreign languages do you speak? Remember, English might not be the first language of all the students in your classroom. You want this activity to set the tone for the rest of the semester. First impressions matter. Once you've got your list of 10 question sets, you're ready to go. Now let's see how it works. If you're familiar with the concept of speed dating, the setup for this activity will look familiar to you. You should be standing wherever you're most comfortable in the room. Have the students sit in pairs facing one another. The pairs should form a row so that all the students on one side are facing all the students on the other side. If you have a big class, you can split this up into multiple rows of speed daters. I usually have about 30 students sitting in 4 rows, so I have the first row turn around and face the second row, and the third row turn around and face the fourth row. Once the students are seated, ask them what the setup looks like. Usually at least one will guess. Speed dating. Tell them it's not just any speed dating, it's syllabus speed dating, and then pass out the syllabus. Share the instructions verbally. Mine usually go something like this. This activity is a way for you to learn more about the syllabus, your classmates, and me. I'll read 2 questions aloud. One will be about the syllabus, and the other will be about who you are as people. Then I'll give you and your partner a few minutes to introduce yourselves to each other and to find and discuss the answers to the 2 questions. Once the time is up, I'll instruct you on how to move seats, and then we'll repeat the process. We'll talk more about the syllabus in more detail after the activity, so I'll be reviewing the answers then. Any questions? If there aren't any questions, then you're ready to start speed dating. Read your first question set out loud. You might have to repeat it so everyone can remember both questions, and give the students 2 to 3 minutes to discuss. After the time ends, use a bell or chime to let students know the round is over. Instruct one row of students to get up, thank their partner, move over one chair in a particular direction, taking their syllabus with them, and introduce themselves to their new partner. Only one row moves at the end of each round, so the other row can stay where they are for now. Read the next question set the timer, and repeat the process. After this round, have the other row of students, the row that didn't move last time, get up and move in the opposite direction. This makes sure that everyone is moving throughout the exercise and that everyone has a new partner each time. And if you have any students with mobility issues, they can stay in place and others can move around them. As you get further into the exercise, you can use a few minutes in between rounds to share a bit about yourself. Repeat the personal question from that round to the class. Have a few students share their answers out loud and then share your own. This works best for questions that share a bit more about who you are outside the classroom, like travel, exercise, or hobbies. Continue to repeat the process until you've gotten through all the question sets that you'd like to use. At the end of the activity, I like to remind students to look around and make sure they remember the names of at least 3 people they met during the activity. There's no real need to debrief this activity since the objective was achieved during the activity itself. You help students get more familiar with the syllabus and how it's organized, as well as get to know each other and you a little bit better. I spend about 20 minutes after this activity verbally walking through the key parts of the syllabus with the class. During that time, they get the answers from the activity, and I make sure to point out anything that they may not have been able to find in the syllabus during the activity. And that's it. Syllabus speed dating in a nutshell. If, like me, you're teaching partially or even entirely online right now, you can adapt this activity for use in your virtual classroom. Rather than putting students into pairs in the physical classroom space, you can put them into breakout rooms online in groups of 2 or 3, depending on the size of your classroom. Bring them back together to the large room in between rounds of questions. There you can pose the next question in the chat box, put them into new breakout rooms with new students, and send them off again. This does require just a bit of technological savvy since you have to move students in and out of breakout rooms. But if you're comfortable with that feature in whatever online platform you're using, then you should be ready to give it a try. All of my teaching strategies are grounded in evidence, and this is no different. Experts like Joshua Eiler agree. Strong social bonds can have a beneficial impact in a classroom environment. In his book, How Humans Learn, Eiler explains how sociality is one of the key functions of how human beings learn. I'll be reviewing this book in an upcoming video, so make sure you check that out. Dr. Eiler argues that supportive, encouraging, and caring relationships stimulate students' neural circuitry to learn, priming their brains for neuroplastic processes. This is a somewhat complicated definition for something that a lot of us probably already know. A strong sense of belonging can play an important role in student success. That's why this syllabus speed dating activity, designed to help students build relationships, is an excellent activity for the first day of class and a great way to help set your students up for success. So now you know how to run your own speed dating activity to help your students build their social bonds and prime their brains for learning. Give it a try in your own classroom and let us know how it goes in the comments below. If you like this video, click the thumbs up icon to let me know. I'll be sharing lots more tools and strategies to help you go beyond the lecture, so click subscribe and you'll be the first to know when new content comes out. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sarah Axelson and I'm excited to see you go beyond the lecture.